Podcast, episode 84. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, TJ Goche from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for broadcasts for shooters, hunters, and gun enthusiasts. Today, I have with me returning guests, Chad and Tony. How you guys doing?
Oh, I'm doing
great.
You know, I was going to say, we finally got somebody who can pronounce your last name.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's funny, right?
It is.
Yeah, no, Ryan pronounced it wrong for about a year, and when I told him how to pronounce it properly, he just said, just stop saying it.
Yeah, it's easier that way.
Well, a couple announcements. We always looking for guests on the show, just like Chad and Chad and Tony were originally guests, and now they're pretty much regulars on here. So if you want to come on, even if you don't know exactly how to do it, we'll get you set up and show you how to do it. So just shoot us an email, and you can email cross@firearmsradio.tv if you want to do that. And second announcement, our president, Jake, and the normal host of this show, Ryan, have decided to start up a patch company called the Patriot Patch Company, where they do the PVC-type morale patches with the, kind of funnier, quirky little deals, and they have their first design going live, which is their I'm Your Huckleberry patch, if you're familiar with that quote from, what is that, Tombstone?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So if you want to take a look at that, I'll throw the link in the show notes to where to view that. Have you guys looked at their patch yet?
I have not. They don't tell me anything.
I think Jake just put it live on Facebook probably about 2 hours ago.
Oh, that would explain it, since I just pretty much got home and jumped on here. So.
Okay. Well, like I said, you guys can go look at a link in the show notes if you're interested in that. Now, to start off, we have a couple interesting updates on some products that we had talked about before.
You're not going to do what we did in guns?
Oh yeah, sorry about it. Go ahead, Chad.
Oh, I get to go first. Well, let's see.
You asked.
Yeah, I know. This last week, I actually bought a gun. I got myself one of the Sky CPX2s to try out. Got a pretty good deal on that. So then I went to the range yesterday, being Memorial Day, and took my son out, and he practiced some for the shooting match we're doing next month, and shot some 22s and some handguns, and had a lot of fun, and that was about it.
Awesome, you like that Sky?
So far, the 50 rounds I've put through it.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard more positive reviews than you would expect from a relatively inexpensive gun, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I kind of bought it just, like I said, it was inexpensive, and I was looking for something that holds a little more ammo to carry once in a while. So.
Yeah, it's a 10 round, right? Double stack?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So
I actually was looking at one of those too.
Well,
it's pretty cool. I was actually looking at one last week.
Give me a few more 100 rounds, and I'll tell you how it goes.
What about you, Tony?
Last week I went to the range. I've been working on using the scope on my Ruger 1022. I have a center point scope, and I was just checking it out, seeing how it worked. Last time I shot it, I couldn't get it to settle down, and I'm like, "Are my principles off? What's wrong?" And then I realized screws were loose on the mount, and they was all over the place. So I tightened the screws, and I got it zeroed. So I shot like dime-sized groups with it, which was really cool. But it was still off. I was doing a hold-off like I would Kentucky windage kind of thing. So I finally adjusted it down, and then they announced last call. So I said, all right, I'm going to fire one round on a fresh target, see what happens. Fired one round, nailed bullseye right in the center. I was like, yep, I'm packing up and going home.
End on a good note, right?
Yep, ended on a good note. Walk away, throw the mic down, leave the room, and that's what I did.
Yeah, that's good. But I didn't do a whole lot. That's probably why I glossed over it. I was planning on building a shooting bench, a portable shooting bench that I kind of cobbled together some plans for, but it stormed pretty bad all weekend, and I didn't get the chance to. So not too exciting here.
Yeah, well, you thought about it.
Yep, thought about it. It's a thought that counts. Now,
yeah, thinking about it is almost the same thing as doing it.
Right. Now to get into the product spotlights, I guess a couple updates. The Caracal pistol, which we saw come out probably about 2 years ago, that made some waves in the market. A lot of people were liking it. Had a real low bore access, a couple other kind of good features, and then suddenly they up and recalled all of their products. And we have a little update here that's saying if you have one of those and you haven't just opted for the, replacing the cost on it, I guess, the money you put into it, they will be releasing an enhanced Model F by June of 2015. This is from a product, from a press release. They released this last week. So it's pretty cool that they're finally coming up with something, but it just seems like they're not replacing the compact model, only the full-size model right now. So I'm not sure. You might just be up a creek if you have the compact model for now, but I guess if they're reintroducing the compact, or the full-size, they'll be reintroducing the compact. Either one of you guys have any experience with those?
I do not. I just heard that they were they recalled them and then people couldn't get them, and so it's good to hear that they're actually finally doing something with it.
Yeah, I was actually going to get one. I was looking into it, but because of where I live, it's a 15-round magazine limit. Well, the only one I could possibly get was the compact model. So no one really had done reviews on the compact model. They did reviews on the full size. So I hemmed and hawed and looked at it, and I was like, I might get it, even though it's kind of proprietary. I mean, I was another worry. And by the time I got around to pulling the trigger, they had the recall, and I was like, whew, how'd I miss that bus?
Yeah, narrowly missed it, huh?
Yeah. And the sad thing is, they wouldn't tell you why they recalled it. So, yeah, no, I don't want your gun, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think there were some rumors of slide cracking issues, maybe some unsafe conditions, like it, kind of fire if dropped kind of things. It was all kind of rumors, and I don't think there was much really in concrete, being that it never came from the company. But I'm glad they're finally doing something about it, but it doesn't seem to be, I don't know.
Well, the scary thing about the recall, to me was it said, do not, in capital letters, load your guns at all.
Yeah. That's probably kind of the lawyer speak, but, I always want to listen to him anyways. So. But this next update comes from New York City, and not where they get the salsa, but where they get the terrible gun control laws. And the Ares Defense SCR is now approved for New York City sales. I guess they had to do some extra stuff to get them legal for New York City, so it's pretty cool because this rifle, it's the more traditional stock AR-15 alternative, I guess you could say. So it's pretty cool that they've officially approved them for New York City sales. So
that is pretty cool because if I remember right, it's basically like you said, the normal stocked version, but I think different style uppers and everything will work on it, but I'm not sure. I can't remember correctly when we talked about it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think the New York, California kind of stuff is the big market for this, so I'm glad they finally got it in New York City. And another update, I guess, for them is the fact that they've integrated these low-rise sights, which if you're kind of familiar with a normal AR-15, it kind of puts your cheek a little higher up on the stock. But this one with that kind of sloped Monte Carlo stock, if you have the standard height AR sights, you're going to be you're going to be under them. So they put some low-rise sights to where your eyes lined up once you have a normal cheek weld, so you don't have to use a riser. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be
like
nice.
The whole concept because I live in one of those states that have silly rules too.
Yeah, how would this work for you, Tony? Because it doesn't have a pistol grip, doesn't have a flash hider, bayonet. I'm not sure what else you can't have, but would you be able to have more than 15-round magazines in this?
No, I couldn't have more than 15-round magazine.
Okay, because it's a semi.
It's semi-automatic. Well, I can't have more than 15 rounds anyway, regardless.
Oh, that's right, because they just updated that last year, huh? Or this year?
No, it was there already. This was some from 90 when the country adopted it in '93. New Jersey adopted it.
They just never got rid of it.
Never got rid of it. There's no what do you call it? Sunset. So it's horrible. But this, because a lot of people don't understand how bad it can be in states like this, because they go, why don't you vote the people out? Well, people don't vote for the most part. And again, there might be 1 million gun owners, but they're really in small groups. Like, I shoot a shotgun, so I don't care what happens to those people with assault rifles. And the ones with pistols go, I only own a pistol, I don't even own a rifle, so I don't care. So you can't really get them to get together and realize that once they ban one, they'll ban the other. But this is really a cool idea, because it's like a Mini 14 or when the Sagers first came out before you got the kits, the 223, 5.56 Sager rifles. This is the same thing, except you can pop any AR-15 upper on it as long as you use their lower arrows.
Right. You can use any accessories, rails, all that kind of stuff.
So it's awesome. And it can be free floated too. Yeah, I mean, it's just other than I heard it has a 10-pound trigger, but enough people start buying it, you can get triggers made by probably Timony or Geisler.
Yeah, I'm sure once they get popular. I actually saw one for sale locally in Louisiana for, I think, $800, one of their base models. So it seems like a decent price. I'm not sure what their MSRP goes for.
$899.
Okay. Well, into the actual product spotlights now that we got the updates out of the way. I saw this product on The Truth About Guns this week. It's called the Right Now Range. And what it is, kind of like a cardboard box. Well, it's exactly like a cardboard box that has 2 fold-out flaps that you fold those out, and there's some targets. And then if you open the box, you pull out this kind of little target stand, I guess you could say. It's, again, still made of cardboard, and it's got 2 little horizontal beams, I guess, to where you can hang cans or set clays on top. They show some apples. You put all kind of stuff. So just a little portable, lightweight shooting gallery, I guess you could say. It's made of heavy-duty cardboard. I think the top row has some little cutouts that are supposed to hold clays really well, because I know a lot of times it's hard to get clays to stand still. You lean them against something and they'll roll sideways and just fall over, and then you got to set them back up or whatever, just give up. But so the features and benefits is 100% heavy-duty cardboard, 3 shelves for 3D targets, high-quality bullseye graphics, reusable, and easy to assemble. Now, their reusable claim obviously probably comes with a caveat of it's cardboard, so once you shoot it up too much, it's not going to be very helpful. But it looks like it would last a good little while, and obviously once you shoot out the bullseye of one of the pre-printed targets, you could just staple all you want right on top of it.
Yeah, they did, from when I was looking at this, they do have little like tabs that flip up. I think there was a video I was watching, I can't remember, and to put the clay targets in, and then it had some sort of little hooks or holes to put like pop cans or something.
Yeah, I think it was like some kind of like little rubber bands or something like that you can string through the soda tabs, hang them up.
I was watching. Price, the price on it's $29.99, and really when you look at what you're getting for cardboard targets and the little stand and stuff, even after you shoot the cardboard target, if you didn't actually shoot the little target stand, you could reuse it probably quite a bit longer.
Oh yeah, as long as you don't get it wet or throw it under some equipment, kind of stuff. But
right.
And I was looking at it. Yeah, I was looking at it and I was thinking the same thing as you guys. Everything works out fine until I get it wet. Now what happens? Wet cardboard for $30. Seriously? I'd like to try it out because I don't like trashing stuff if I don't try it out. But I'm like tomorrow it's going to rain in my range. If I had that out, do I have to scramble to get the cardboard back in before it ruins the whole thing?
Yeah, I would imagine. That's kind of what I was thinking. Well, we all know gun ranges like to stay perfectly dry, so... It seems like there's nothing wetter than a gun range that you want to shoot at. So, but I guess if you have some kind of base you can put this on, maybe some gravel or something to keep it from being directly in a mud puddle, and you get it in before the rain. Don't leave it outside, I guess, or Yeah, I can see it lasting a good while because it seems to be a pretty heavy-duty cardboard.
Some indoor ranges might let you use it.
Yeah, it's not really any dangerous debris. It's going to leave little shreds of paper, but regular targets do that regardless. And I think one of you guys mentioned the MSRP is $29.99 plus shipping and handling, so it might be a little steep, but if they shaved maybe $5-10 off of it, it would be way more viable. Tell you that.
I was thinking the same thing. It's a little expensive for what you get.
Yeah.
I didn't look it up I didn't look anywhere else to see if maybe you can get it cheaper. I mean, that is the manufacturer. So.
Yeah, that is the MSRP right on their website. So you may be able to find it at a Target kind of wholesaler or retailer for a little cheaper.
The other thing about it though is you could shoot like BB guns or pellet guns at some of the stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So you literally could set it up in your backyard maybe and shoot certain things at it so that in that case it might actually be better than something else.
Yeah, if you're shooting this thing in your garage with a Red Ryder, this thing's gonna last years.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What I used to do was just practice shooting my pistol down in the basement with an airsoft version. I had a USP airsoft version, and I shot the crap out of my targets. I'm talking thousands of rounds, CO2 cartridges flying left and right. Yeah, I used to eat holes through pizza boxes with the thing, so I don't know how long it would actually last.
Well, like they say, leave it to Marines, right?
Hey, we can break anything. United States Marines breaking stuff since 1775.
Now, our next product is the Zero Carry holster, and in the show notes I put the holster in a nice little quotation marks, or little air quotes for the show, holster, because I wouldn't exactly describe this as a holster. Generally, a holster is something you put a gun in, and not something you put in a gun. What this is, if you're all familiar with the VersaCarry style of gun holder gadget, this is very similar, except it's a little more universal than the VersaCarry. It instead of the specific barrel, instead of the specific caliber rods, they have one small rod that I think is supposed to go 32 caliber and up, and then it's also depth adjustable, so it's a little nicer than the VersaCarry, honestly, but at the same time, well, I guess I need to finish explaining what it is. You put the gun over this little stick, I guess you could say, and then the stick has a belt clip, and you can put it in your waistband, and you clip that over your belt, and kind of just keep. Basically, it's a way to carry without a holster, without it sliding down your pants leg and kicking it across the Walmart parking lot, But this thing, like I said, honestly, conceptually, it's better than the VersaCarry because it's not the same size as the barrel, so it might not get jammed in quite as hard. And it's universal, it's ambidextrous, it's height adjustable. But all that being said, I still would not carry one of these.
And I know why.
It
doesn't cover the trigger.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons is that it doesn't cover the trigger.
Yeah.
And the other reason is I'm still jamming something in my barrel. That's one of the first rules we're taught in gun safety is don't put things down the barrel.
Well, I guess it could have, I'm trying to be optimistic here. If you shove something down the barrel and you were to have a negligent discharge, are you going to not be able to, is it just going to bulge the barrel and you might not shoot yourself?
I'm not entirely sure, but I wouldn't leave that up to hope,
I think it's a conglomeration of bad ideas, hoping to cancel each other out and be a good idea. I don't have the trigger guard carry covered. I have something jammed in my barrel. I have it shoved down my pants. Yeah, great idea. I can't really think of anything worse to do than this whole idea.
Yeah.
It was like they were in on the meeting with the guys at VersaCarry doing the brainstorming, and the VersaCarry guys said, hey, we'll go with different kind of sticks, different size sticks to stick in the barrel. And this guy went, well, I'm going with the same stick to stick in all the barrels, and we'll see how we do. This is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
You might as well just go Plaxico Barris and just stick it in your sweatpants.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a. It almost seems like one of those things whenever you have a Microsoft employee and they offer up an idea and then the CEO of Microsoft doesn't like it, so he said, okay, well, you know what, I'm going to Sony. This is kind of seems similar.
I just got a message from Nick that said we found the perfect holster for my Sky.
Yeah. He said he wanted to ask what color your Sky was and if it was
Yeah,
pink.
he said it was probably pink, and I said no, it's their flat dark earth or whatever. But back on the zero carry, I think they called it zero for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I know
Who makes the holster? Who makes the minimalist holster that goes over the trigger guard only with 550 cord wrapped around that you loop through your belt?
A lot of people do, actually. I think the original is the Glock Tech. I think is the first one I was aware of. It's Glock Tech MIC, M-I-C, and it stands for a minimal inside carry. And I actually did a review on one of those. And the kind of backstory on that review is because we had a reviewer that had a Versa carry. He didn't like it, and I was like, well, let me give this thing my fair shake too, just to see if I like it. And so he sent it to me, and I immediately just said, nope, I'm not even gonna put that thing anywhere near my gun. But the MIC, before I had received that in the mail, I was like, I don't like the idea that the trigger guard's not covered. So I'm gonna get one of these MIC holsters to use in conjunction. So in the meantime, waiting for the Versa carry, I got the MIC holster in, and I was like, this thing does everything the Versa carry and the Zero carry are trying to do, except a lot better and a lot safer. Plus they're $20, like right around the same price point.
Yeah, they're about the same price point.
Yeah, it just seems like a much better idea because you're actually covering your trigger guard, and you get to put your firearm wherever you want on your belt, and you can still pull it out, and it leaves. It comes right out.
Right.
And again, you don't have to practice quickly reholstering, which is a crazy thing I see people doing at the range.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you, an assassin? You don't have to quickly reholster your firearm.
Yeah.
Just take your time, put it back.
One argument for that is that, if kind of the police show up, you want to be able to get that thing away before, police see you standing there with a gun. So you do want to be able to get it away. But this is, I don't know, I guess you take your chances when you carry this kind of minimal style holster. But,
yeah.
Chad?
I think anything firearms related, you have to practice with it and work with
definitely.
it. And a thing is, if the police show up at a shooting, they're looking for the guy with the gun. So you can shove it in your pants if you want, but a whole lot less threatening would be laying it on the ground when they show up.
Yep. I actually saw a video last week or two ago. Guy unloads his gun, security camera video. He tells the police, I'm unloading my gun, I'm setting it on the counter, and I'm going to be proned out on the floor. That's exactly what he does. So that's, one consideration. But Chad, we have another YouTube listener question, and they're wondering if you load that Sky with RIP ammo.
Another? Yeah, I know who that's from. No, I think I told Nick that, if it doesn't work out, I'm going to paint it pink and I'll send it his way, and he can load it with the RIP ammo. Or maybe some of that stuff we talked about last week, the tracer one.
Yeah.
You can go RIP and then whatever the tracer is.
Well, see, Chad, if you send it to Nick, you don't have to bother painting it pink because he's just going to get drunk and stipple it anyways.
Oh, that's true.
But our next holster here, or our next product here, is actually a good idea for a holster. It's the CompTac Flatline, which is one of their existing designs, but they've added a thumb brake. So if you need a little extra sense of retention, I guess you can say, you can add this thumb brake on it. And their Flatline is, they're kind of, I guess, similar to the Raven, like all Kydex outside the waistband carry with the belt loops and all that. This is CompTac's version of that style that's got the adjustable retention screw on the trigger guard. And then, like I said, what they've done here is added the thumb brake, and it's a good thumb brake too, because they actually put it in the right place. Some companies don't seem to know where the thumb brake goes, where you kind of have to pull up and then pull your gun out rather than pushing it down with your thumb as you're gripping your gun. So I like that it's CompTac, they know what they're doing. So glad to see that.
Yeah, they make some decent holsters too. So.
Yeah, and it's also height adjustable, it looks like. Maybe slightly cant adjustable. It's got 2 hole positions, I guess you can put the belt loops on. It's not, super adjustable like one of the paddle type, turn it 360 degrees type holsters, but it is somewhat adjustable for cant and height.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit from looking on their site with their pictures. But by the way the thumb brake's put on there, it looks like that, if you didn't actually need the thumb brake, you could unscrew it. Looks like they're little Allen screws, kind of like most, Kydex holsters use.
Yeah, I think Comtac's pretty good about making their stuff modular, I guess you could say. So they
Right.
it just incorporated this into their already existing flatline, just drilled a couple holes and put some, it's like some double-stitched leather with some heavy-duty looking hardware and snaps to hold it all together. It's pretty
Right.
good
Yeah,
idea.
I mean, I thought it was kind of funny. You put the zero holster in here, and then you put a real holster in here.
Yeah.
Pretty much, that's where I was. I was like, what is this? Different ends of the spectrum? You
Yeah,
have
didn't
some garbage
necessarily do
in
that
it,
on
and then you
purpose.
actually have a real holster.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, come on, man. Play it off like you did, because that was great.
Yeah, you did it on purpose.
Yeah. Okay. Now, it's available in left and right hand models, and is with the standard or offset belt loops for 1.5 or 1 3/4 inch belts. So they're pretty,
yes.
like I said, Comptac's
And,
pretty modular with their designs.
Since we're picking on other podcasts, you can get it in black, pink, red, or blue. So it comes in various colors too.
No cryptic.
It doesn't look like it. It just looks like those 4 colors.
Yeah. Now for the MSRP on these things, it's $94.95, I believe,
Yeah,
and that's probably, I know with Comptac, like I said, they always offer different styles and different kind of attachment type things, but I think this might only come with the standard belt loops, so you wouldn't be able to necessarily. There's not too many options, I suppose. So that's
right.
probably the price is going to be the same no matter if you're getting this left hand, right hand. I'm not entirely sure.
Actually, it says on their site, the flatline thumb brake comes with 3 sets of clips.
Okay.
Inside the waistband standard clips, outside the waistband flatline clips, whatever those are, and outside the waistband offset flatline clips. So,
Okay. Yeah, actually, I was confusing this with one of their other ones. I forgot this is their convertible one,
right.
and their inside and outside convertible. So that's yeah, pretty neat. If that's something you need, if you need a little more attention for maybe motorcycle riding or something along those lines. I'm not entirely sure why you would want thumb brake, but if you do, they have it.
Yeah, I could see, like you said, if you're riding a motorcycle or something, having that extra security on your pistol would be kind of nice.
Yeah, hate to hit a pothole and get to your destination and your gun is not in your holster. Tell them where it's at.
one of the things that I find out talking to a lot of guys that work security, a secondary job, security, they have to have a thumb brake holster.
Okay.
Even if they're in regular clothes. And this is one that seems to be pretty good, gives you a lot of options, and allows you to have a thumb brake, a secure, a retention, a positive retention on it. So a lot of things is not just, what I've found out, things are deeper, they are more complex than I think they are sometimes. Like, why would I want retention on my holster that I'm going to have concealed?
Right.
But some of these guys work.
Oh, I was going to say,
some of these guys work security jobs. Open carry.
Yep. Or if you
this is Jersey, where it pretty much is not happening.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is Jersey, where it's not going to happen. But there are a lot of guys who work security jobs or even work for the ATM machines in the convenience stores to do the drop-offs. That they have to buy their own equipment, and pretty much this is something that's right in that wheelhouse of $90 for really good positive retention. And you can carry your firearm in it, no problem. And it's not something like Safari Lands or some of the bigger names. It's a lot more money.
Yeah, plus it, goes double duty being their flat line. You could carry it, if you are a security guard, you could carry it outside the waistband during the day with your thumb brake, and, at night put the, just kind of your everyday activities, put the inside the waistband clips on, and you have a similarity in platforms rather than having to swap out to a completely different holster. Save a little bit of money. It sounds a little expensive at $94, $95, but when you think about it, you get that modularity that it offers. So you're getting kind of two holsters for one.
Yeah, so
Pretty much.
Sounds like a pretty decent idea / holster. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now our next piece of gear, I guess you could say, it's lower receivers by Area 53. I've never heard of this company before, but I saw this pop up on the Firearms blog, and what it is, they're challenge coin lower receivers, and what they feature is an inset part of the magwell where they have a kind of a inlaid circle to where you can put your, like if you have a challenge coin. I know a lot of the military units will have their challenge coins to designate different things, or if you visit certain places around the world. I'm not entirely sure how the challenge coin stuff works, being never have been in the service, but a lot of guys seem to collect these to kind of commemorate different things. And what this company, Area 53, offers is let's see, it's designed to fit a standard 1.75-inch challenge coin on the receiver's right face. It's countersunk to accept that coin, so you don't have to worry about getting it centered up and stuff. It says the install is permanent, requires epoxy to attach the coin, but would create a novel gift. So it's kind of one of those things you wouldn't want to put your only, if this is your only keepsake, you might not want to go and epoxy it to the side of your rifle. But if you have 2 or 3 of these coins floating around and you have an extra one you can put on the side of the rifle, that seems like that would be a good, one way to kind of commemorate your, I guess, service.
Yeah, it's pretty neat looking lower besides that option too. I mean, it looks like it's kind of got grooves on the front, so you can, if you're one that hold it there, it's not straight cut. It's kind of got an arc to the bottom where the magazine goes. So it's a nice looking lower with and then you could pretty much customize it to whatever you want.
Yeah,
your
and it is
a
billet lower, and then like Chad said, it's got the kind of stylized stuff that you would see on a lot of billet lowers. So it's very, very attractive. I would imagine. I haven't looked into their other products, but I would imagine they sell, non-challenge coin receivers that kind of simulate or mimic this same styling, because it's, like you said, it's pretty attractive styling.
I actually was on majorpandemic.com. I don't know if you guys read his blog or not. He does a lot of reviews. And for the, what was the name of the guy, the Mark Wahlberg movie for the Navy SEAL in Afghanistan? He was the one left behind. His team was wiped out.
Oh yeah, Marcus Luttrell.
Yeah. Marcus Luttrell. They actually, Major Pandemic actually built a AR-15 for his foundation to be auctioned off. And he actually, I don't know if it was this company, but he actually had a challenge coin for his organization put into the side of the AR-15 receiver of the one he built. And it looked pretty cool for something like that. I think it's awesome. Also, I forgot, a guy out of Oregon who wrote, is it 999 Days, or what was the book series?
299. Yeah, he's out of Washington.
Yeah, he's out of Washington.
Yeah, 299 Days out of Washington State. He actually has his AR-15 built for his group, and they have a challenge coin built into the side of theirs, too.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's cool if you have commemorative stuff like that, but I don't have any challenge coins, so that's cool. Maybe if Simon Says Train takes off, or maybe if the second is for every one thing that I'm doing works out, maybe I'll have some challenge coins made up.
Yeah, you'll have to get some coins made up and order one of these receivers and build a, I guess, New Jersey compliant AR with it, huh?
Oh, you just have to take all the fun out of it with New Jersey compliant.
But if you are interested in ordering one of these, their website is, well, let me see, I got to it through the Firearms blog, and I thought I had their website up to read it. It's Area 53, area53.com, and they are $176 MSRP.
Yep.
That's for a billet lower. Honestly, I think that's a pretty good price for a billet lower, right?
Yeah, it's comparable to pretty much all the others I've seen. So
Yeah, never really looked into billets too much, so I'm not entirely sure.
yeah,
But
Yeah, I don't get it either.
some guys
yeah,
like it, especially since you can have that stylized uh, stuff like that rather than the cast. You're pretty much getting that one shape when you get a cast, but whenever you're getting the billet, you're getting whatever the heck they feel like doing almost.
yeah. You can make quite a few changes in it if you go billet. So
Yep. Now,
I would really, I, I would really like to win a lottery and just have all the cool stuff that people think is necessary to do to an AR-15 done. I'd want billet upper, billet lower, what was it, nickel bore run, bolt carrier, full auto. I mean, just all the stuff everybody somehow asks if you have to have. I'd like all that.
just
Once.
all on one gun.
All on one gun, yeah. Just
And that
well
gun would be mounted to the top of a Humvee, right?
Yeah. You've been in my dreams?
All right. Well, this week I think we're going to skip the review topic and we'll just kind of go on straight into the. This is usually the tech gadget, but Chad found something probably way cooler than any tech gadget, and it's just kind of a regular gadget, but it's pretty awesome. What we have is the Klecker Tie Clax. It's kind of a funny name, but that's it. Chad, you want to tell us about it since you were the one that found this?
I can tell you what I kind of know. This one is called their tie clacks, and what it is it's a multi-tool / axe that attaches. You can attach it to like a stick or an actual handle to make like a hatchet, but it's kind of cool and it has a bunch of extra features. Like on the blade part, it's got like a cutter, and then it's got little slots for like hex nuts, like quarter, 3/8, half, 5/8, 3/4. It's got like a ruler on the back side, and it costs a fortune. Oh, it's got like a little thumb clamp attached to attach it to the handle or stick. You kind of have to watch the video to have them tell you what some of these options are.
Yeah.
It's got a carabiner clip. Of course, I think you could open a bottle with it. It's probably got that.
Yeah, I think it's that kind of style that doubles as a bottle opener.
Yeah, and it weighs a whole 7.4 ounces, being titanium, and it is $550. So you're going to be paying for the titanium.
Yeah, titanium is a very expensive material to buy and to machine.
Yes. The one side is a hammerhead, so you can pound on it. It says it's got a gut hook, hex wrench set, which is the cutouts for the hex drive. It's got a slot so you can hook like 1/4-inch bits, like fit-in screwdrivers. So you can use those, bottle opener, lanyard hole, a carabiner, a ruler, and the clamping system, which we kind of went over.
Yeah, the clamping system, honestly, is kind of what I was interested in this. It's kind of, at first I was looking at it, just looking at the picture, you're like, what the heck is this? It's got like a thumb screw and these little clampy teeth kind of thing that just kind of like doesn't look like it could do anything. But then when you actually look at it attached onto a handle, what happens is those little clamp areas, I guess, rotate 90 degrees, and then they sell like a tomahawk axe handle type deal that's you slide. It's got a notch in the top, and you slide the tool in between the notch, and then these two little kind of jaws, like a vise, if you imagine like a vise, you screw it and it tightens over it, and then that's what holds the wood. And so that's a really kind of ingenious way to do this, rather than having to, just drill in 6 holes and let you lash in it to with a piece of paracord, kind of thing. It's just built in right here. You don't have to worry about if you don't have any cord or something along those lines. Yes. And like you said, it's got the angled kind of axe blade, which I think can also be used for like skinning animals, as well as like a smaller blade. I guess if you're picturing an axe, the bottom side of the axe head, I guess, has kind of like a knife blade. And what I actually watched one of the videos, the guy took that piece, stuck it, in a branch, and whacked it on a log a couple times, and that split the branch enough to where he was able to slide this tool on that. So you don't absolutely need their axe handle. I guess it's made to be used as an improvised axe, but they also offer a pre-built solution for that.
Right. Like, I guess if you were really, really into like backpacking, hiking, you could take, being the titanium one, it doesn't weigh anything, throw it in your backpack, and then if you need to cut firewood or something, you can get yourself the handle so you don't have the extra weight of the handle floating
Right.
around.
One thing I think would have been cool instead of adding some of these kind of aesthetic cuts on the back is if they would have made that like a sawback, so you could find you could make a way to make a kind of makeshift saw. I think that would be a better option than just the kind of aesthetic stuff they put on there.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool
so,
too.
I have a question.
Yep.
Because you know how I feel about this awesomeness of $550. So I'm in the woods, right, with my titanium axe handle. And how far do I have to hike before I find Hansel and Gretel's cabin and have to put together IKEA furniture with all these hex bits? What do you do in the woods that you need hex bits?
Okay.
Seriously, and a carabiner? Am I mountaineering with my hatchet?
I'm gonna give you a clue here. I'm gonna help you out. Okay. See, and one of the reasons I put this in here is because it is made in Oregon. So of course, you don't have to walk too far to get to IKEA.
Okay. Oh, another thing. What do you call it? A bottle opener. Now, okay, my wife's not up here, so I can say I use the edge of the counter in the kitchen, and I sometimes open my beer bottles like that, but don't tell her.
Well,
so
if you're in the
don't need
woods,
a
you don't have
5-gauge.
counters, Tony.
Oh. But see, if I'm in the woods and I want lightweight, why do I have bottles of alcohol with me that need them? Don't have twist tops.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
in your case, Tony, they do make one called the Clax Lumberjack, and I'm not sure if it's steel or stainless steel, but it's $160. So.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was looking for. Thanks a lot. 160 for an axe head, by the way. No stick, just the head.
The lumberjack, like Chad just mentioned, is their stainless steel version of this
Pretty much same.
Clax is what they call it. And I guess the KL comes from Klecker, which is the guy that designed it, and the axe, obviously it's an axe, so KLAX is how you pronounce that. So the $160, I think I saw one for $120.
Yeah, there's
it's a whole lot more viable than the Tyclax.
Yeah, there's one that it looks like your standard have to lash it in one that's like 115. So, but yeah, it's kind of a cool gadget. That's why I threw it in here. And I couldn't find any tech info or anything cool on my computer that looked like something we needed to look at. So I hit one of the old standbys that is super expensive and super lightweight.
I like it. I think it's really cool, and I do like the fella because it actually, you can strap it to something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not a woodsman, but this looks like something fun, and it's not breaking the bank at like $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now the feller that Tony just mentioned, it's a lot more simple. All it has is the axe blade part, and then the lower blade, kind of like a knife blade, I suppose, and then it has a kind of a screw, I guess, to use as a stop. I'm not entirely sure what that screw's for. I think just to kind of hold the position, you just lash it on a piece of a stick, and rather than having the fancy clamping system and all the other tools. So the feller is pretty cool.
You hit him up, TJ, to get one, and then you can try it out.
Yeah, I might just do that.
Preferably one of the titanium ones, right?
Oh yeah, right. I can see him just giving those things.
I'm in Jersey. Send one to Jersey. It's a lot closer. And I got an IKEA at exit 13. I can rush in there and just put stuff together like a madman.
Yeah, this is like a half hour, 40 minutes from my house. So if they don't want to ship one to Jersey, I can pick one up.
Believe me, it's probably illegal in this state anyway.
Yeah.
It's all fun, so it's probably against the law.
Yeah, I don't see a standard capacity magazine in it, so it should be okay.
Remember, Jersey slingshots are illegal, so you never know.
The
That's
blade's
true.
probably too long, Chad.
Yeah.
They don't specify, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't see where it said what length the blade was. So.
but yeah. Now, just kind of a side note to derail us even more. I actually didn't know that IKEA was a walk-in store until a couple months ago. I thought it was all online.
I take it they don't have one where you live.
Nope, sure don't. I think the closest one is
No
in
IKEAs in
Arkansas or
Louisiana.
something. Arkansas, Georgia, somewhere, one of the at least 8 hours away.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap us up. If you guys have anything else to mention before we go to the wrap-up section?
I don't think I do.
Can I mention the shoots and my friend's company that helps me out?
Well, since you actually asked this week, Tony, why don't you go ahead?
See? Okay. I have shoots. It's called The Second is for Everyone. The way you reach it is to go to Simon Says Train on Facebook, and it's a shoot to get shooters interested in the political aspect of firearms. A lot of us, especially in this state of New Jersey, we have 1 million firearms owners, and not a lot of people are politically active. So I host these shoots at Gun for Hire. My next one is June 25th at 6:30 p.m. to get people to come out, shoot, have fun with fellow shooters, but also I'll have at least 3 groups that you can join there. I became an NRA recruiter. I can recruit you for that. And we also have the ANJRPC, which is another group, and NJ2AS, which is another Second Amendment group. And I would also like to thank my friend Sean from Black Bag Resources, blackbagresources.com, who helps me out with these shoots and provides stuff, giveaway, and his expertise as a firearms instructor and range safety officer to keep this thing safe and fun. All right, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you guys having me on and allowing me to talk about this. So thanks, CJ.
No problem, Tony. It's always good talking to you. Same with you, Chad. And we have to promote this pretty good little giveaway we have here on the network, the FRN EDC Car 9 giveaway. We're calling it the Extraordinary Daily Carry giveaway. And the way you enter that is if you're a Patreon to any of the shows on the network, you donate $1 per episode is the kind of minimum, I believe, or to one of the, let's see, there's Firearms Radio Network, Patreon, Gun Guy Radio, This Week in Guns, and the We Like Shooting. So if you sponsor one of those shows for if you sponsor any of those shows at all, you get an entry into this giveaway. And if you don't want to be a Patreon, if you just want to, get in without having to give us money, you can go to firearmsradio.tv/EDC, and you can give us some personal kind of backstory if you have a good story how FRN has maybe helped you with something, change some aspect of your shooting lifestyle or anything like that. Just go and give us some positive feedback on what FRN has done for you. And we're giving away a Car Arms P9, Alien Gear holsters, Key Bar, Hellbent holsters, Precision Ear, Easy to See targets, Cantu Bruner Designs pens, Wazoo Survival Gear, and LA Police Gear. All those companies have put into our giveaway here. So go over there, check it out, and enter to win. It's a really good prize package. And if you have any questions or comments, you can email podcast@firearmsinsider.tv or cross@firearmsradio.tv. And if you want to write reviews for the Firearms Insider, you can email me at tj@firearmsradio.tv. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us iTunes reviews, because those iTunes reviews really help us to get more shown in the iTunes standings. And check out other shows on the Firearms Radio Network by going to firearmsradio.tv. And be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews and industry coverage. And as always, have a good week and shoot safe.
Later.
See ya.
See you guys.